And goes Patel. Bresnan's on strike, and he hits that hard, but only for one again down the ground, unless Yardy comes back for a suicidal second, which he doesn't. It's a good throw, hurled up at the far end. And that sent him back into his ground. They've got Coley down here. They've got their best fielders now in the right places, as of course Dhoni has to do. 307 for 6, 32 needed from 16 balls. 12 and over, of course, exactly that equates to. And well, they haven't hit a boundary now for a while. Yardy quite open in his stance, waits as Patel wanders in, bowls to him, is gone for the little flick to find leg, and he's picked out the man. And the roar will tell you that's it. And I can look and see again England's dressing room, and expressionless really, as Yardy comes off. He had to try something. Certainly not going to criticise him for that. He hit the ball pretty well, but the man was up on the edge of the circle, and so he's caught Sehwag, bowled Patel for 13, and it's 307 for 7 in the 48th.
Yeah, he was looking for a boundary. He knows that they need a boundary. What he did, he got down on his front foot early, got it outside off stump. He's going to try and lift it over the short fine leg that's there for the single, as it were. He's just in the 30-yard circle. He's not really bothered about single. You can have one, but it's got to be one of the men in the circle, and he just sort of helped it to the man. He didn't have any real pace on it or hit on it, and he didn't get it high enough to get over him. He just stood still and it landed in his grasp, didn't he? I can't fault the lad for trying to get a boundary. Just the execution was the straightforward catch.
So out comes Graham Swan with 32 needed from 15 balls. He's with his big mate Bresnan. Good pals, these two. And they've got to try and produce something pretty special here now if England are to win this match, which half an hour or so ago it seemed almost certain that they would, looking at the equation. But Zahir has come back with 3 wickets. They lost 4 for 8. Now it's 307 for 7. Swan's on strike. Patel's quickly on his way. He bowls a Yorker, driven down the ground. Might be 2 if Bresnan runs his first one quickly. It's beautifully picked up and thrown back on the run though by Chawla. Very accurate throw, and he's earned himself a little tap on the hand there from Suresh Raina, the substitute fielder at extra cover. That was a fine piece of fielding. 308 for 7. Swan off the mark first ball. Now Bresnan, what could he do? Patel runs in, bowls to him, but he has a swipe. It's rather an ugly smear. It's only 1 again. It won't go for 4. And the throw finds Dhoni, who says don't throw it down like that. It could have hit the stumps and ricocheted off, but he's keeping Coley nice and calm. 309 for 7 with a ball to go in the 48th. 30 needed from 13 balls. And Graham Swan, as we know, is a hard hitter. He's a pinch hitter sometimes in one-day cricket, and he's got to find the boundary. He's got to do so several times. In goes Patel, bowls, and that's blocked. Oh, they're going for a quick single. This could be a run out, but in fact, wisely possibly, Patel decides he isn't going to aim a throw at the stumps from about 3 or 4 yards away that, had he hit, would certainly have run the Swan out by yards. He kept hold of it and thought, well, the pressure's on, I've done my bit. 5 from the over and a wicket. And England need 29 from the last 2 overs. 310 for 7. The target 339. Swan 2, Bresnan 6. And there's only Shazad and Anderson to come.
When was the last time we got a boundary, England?
I can't remember, and I haven't got the...
45 balls ago, I'm hearing from the back.
Approximately.
Roughly. Approximately, now he tells me. But that's the answer. We've lost the
dried up
plot. Dried up. They've done well of India.
Well, the problem is they had 2 new batsmen suddenly in together, didn't they?
That's very difficult, and that's why the game changes. And how many times we say, if you get in, do not give it away. Bell did. Strauss couldn't do much about it. It was a cracking delivery, in-swinging Yorker. A good delivery. That hit him on the back leg. It looked out. It had half a chance to be missing, but when it hits you on the back leg, it hasn't got far to go, has it?
This over has to go. It's a spinner, Chawla, and it's coming in and bowling to Swan, who aims a big heave and misses. Donny has the bails off, but Swan hasn't left his ground. They've got to go. 5 fours needed here, more or less.
Got to hit him straight or over, inside out, over extra cover, not leg side, because he's going to bowl these runner in top spinners. That's what he did there. He just bowled it flatter and faster. He's not going to toss it up for you, surely.
Chawla again. What's Swan going to do this time? He aims a huge hit out into the left side. That's certainly 4. In fact, it's gone for 6. Wow. Silence amongst the crowd, but that went flying over deep mid-wicket. As Chawla, the leg spinner, smeared for 6 by Graham Swan. Can he produce something here? 23 from 10. This is the over that has to go. They've got to break the back of this. Dhoni's shuffling his field around.
Oh, he's going to go round the wicket, Jonathan.
Round the wicket. He's going to be careful on the bowl. Anything wide down the leg side here. Long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. Long off, deep point. Billy Bowden's looking at the field, is lining it up, making sure everyone's in the circle that should be. They are. And Chawla around the wicket, bowls to Swan, who is going to be caught. Is he? No, it disbounced in front of short third man. Going for the hit again into the leg side. Hitting against the spin. And it landed just in front of Munaf Patel at short third man. 1 run, 22 from 9. Bresnan's turn.
I think hit him straight. Look at the long off, long on. There must be 60 yards between them, Jonathan.
Chawla again swings his arm round the wicket. Bresnan lines it up and heaves him out into the leg side. It won't go for 4. They're coming back for the second, and there's a fumble out there as well. Swan wants 3. Bresnan hasn't run the second in time. So it's 2. 20 from 8. They need 2 boundaries to get it down to something manageable, really. 3:19 for 7. Chawla again round the wicket, bowls to Bresnan, down towards long on. It goes. It's 6. Into the crowd they scatter, and Billy Bowden for the second time in this over stretches up towards the heavens and signals 6 on one leg. 14 from 7. Now this next one goes for 6, Geoffrey. We have got a game.
He's gone back over the wicket now.
3:25 for 7. A ball to go in this over. It's gone for 15. 14 from 7 required. They need to get a boundary. Chawla over the wicket, bowls to Bresnan. It's quick. He tries to flog it away and it's bowled in. Off stump, leaning back. Oh dear, Bresnan swiped out one remaining wicket there with his bat. That might get him into trouble, but in disappointment he's smashed a stump out of the ground as he walks off. And Chawla, a bit of revenge there. 3:25 for 8 as he bowls Bresnan, with England needing 14 off the last over.
Yeah, he just stood there and flailed at it. He didn't, he just in disappointment. Is it bad? Is it really bad that? I don't know that it is. I mean, you can see the state of the game. He's got 14 off 9 balls. He just gave England another sniff of a chance with a 6 there, didn't he? And Swan 6, and then he just disappointed. He's missed it. Then he'd 14 off 6. I mean, I don't know. You can't blame him. I mean, when he bowled straight, he hit it to the leg side. There were 2. Swan and him hit a 6 to deep mid-wicket. I'm saying there's a big gap straight, but I try not to be cruel to people who have a very, very difficult job. I can't tell you how difficult it is, and that's from somebody who's hardly ever been in that position. I've always been up front. I've had the chance to bat properly in a one-day match, but I do understand from watching so many, being in dressing rooms, when players have had to go in and try and do extraordinary things when, they've been sat on the bottom in the dressing room watching for an hour or 2 or 3, and it is it is so difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's the match of the World Cup so far, this. We're into the last over. It's been a wonderfully spirited run chase by England. 3:39. It would have been, could still be, the 4th highest ever run chase in all one-day internationals. That puts that target into perspective. And they are now within 14 runs of it, with 6 balls to go, and they'll be bowled by Munaf Patel from our end of the ground. The floodlights on, the crowd, every man, woman and child on their feet as Patel runs away, bowls to Swan. It's a low full toss. It's carved into the offside. They should get 2 here. They'll have to come back for 2, I think. Swan running for the far end. Shahzad, the new batsman to this. A rather wild return comes in. 12 off 5. 3:27 for 8.
An edge 4 or a 6 would be handy. One of those edges, those Chinese cuts.
Edge 6.
Yeah. An edge 6 where there is nobody. Anything. A 4 will do anything.
3:27 for 8. 5 balls to go. England need 12. Terrific tension, and you have possibly to be here to appreciate the build-up to this game there's been in the Indian press. They haven't played for the best part of a week. They've been counting down to this. 12 from 5. In goes Patel. Bowls to Swan. Oh, it's a good length, but he's only going to get 1 for it. That was a ball to slog. That was not a good ball from Patel, and Swan knows it. And that was one to have a go at. He could have got underneath it, but he only got 1 to short third man.
He tried to do a sneaky sort of late cut, didn't he? Because the man's up in the circle, there's 2 behind.
That was sloggable.
Yes, you tail-enders know that. Whack it.
It was a length. It was and Swan knew it. He looked up and, should have swung at that. He could have got underneath it. 11
off 4. We don't need too much thinking at the moment. Just hit it. If you can see it, hit it, and hit it a long way.
And poor old Shahzad, it's his first ball. 3:28 for 8. Not much time to play himself in. In goes Patel. He bowls to him, and he's clubbed him down the ground. It's in the air, and well, I can't see what's happened there. It's out of our view. It's gone for 6.
Shahzad.
It's under this roof. The first ball he has faced, he has hit for 6. And England now need 5 from 3 balls. That was completely out of our sight. Under this roof below us.
Now we need an edge 4, Jonathan, a Chinese
5
cut.
from 3.
Come on, a Chinese cut.
3:34 for 8. That was a beautifully struck shot. And in goes Patel. 5 from 3 needed. He runs in, bowls to Shahzad. It's a slow ball outside the off stump, going for the bye. They're going to complete it as well.
Oh my goodness me.
4 from 2. 3 will tie it. And the tie stands.
Do they have a bowl out?
No. They shake hands and walk off.
Do they? Because I think in the quarters and semis they have a bowl out, don't they?
4 from 2.
Die, they have a bowl out. Can you imagine?
3:35 for 8. Swan on strike. My word. Suddenly this game has swung back again. Patel runs in, he bowls to Graham Swan, who heaves into the leg side. Now they've got to take 2 surely. Shahzad comes back. Swan's going for the far end. They're thrown to the wrong end. Thrown to the wrong end. And Patel there makes his displeasure absolutely clear to Patel and say, why do you throw it to me? 2 from 1 ball. 1 will tie it.
Oh well.
1 will tie. And I think Graham Swan's checking that with Billy Bowden now at the far end. They've got to run, be it a bye or anything. And surely they'll tie the game. There's a little conference. Both batsmen and Billy Bowden at square leg assessing what to do here. What does Dhoni do? Does he come up to the wickets? I think he probably mustn't he?
What are the England batsmen doing? Go on, get on. You know you got to run. You got to hit it. What are you talking about?
I think if I were Dhoni, I would be up here.
Don't give Dhoni time to think about it. They should have got down and batted. Dhoni was stood back there, so they could definitely have run 1. If they missed it, hit it.
What's happening here? The batsmen are still talking, and Dhoni, I don't think he's going to stand up. I think he's going for a chat with Billy Bowden now.
Oh my goodness.
2 will win the game from the last ball. 1 will tie it. Dhoni's talking to Billy.
No run will lose it.
No run will lose it. But there's gaps everywhere. And it's as if Dhoni here, with the men back, is saying you can have your 1. You can have it. And we'll take the point. He's giving them a single.
Yeah, he is.
They're on the edge of the circle. Surely England will tie this, at least. 2 to win. In goes Patel. He bowls. Swan drives and is well fielded at extra cover. They've only taken 1, but it's a tie. What an astonishing match this has been. And Andrew Strauss, I can see, who made a wonderful 158, is applauding there. They'll take that.